Can I ask you a question? When was the last time you actually did something just because you wanted to? Not to get better at it, not to become an expert at it, just because you wanted to? Or the last time you picked up a hobby, how long did it take before it stopped being fun? How long did it take? And I want to talk about this today because somewhere I feel like for women like us, when we have fun or we pick up a hobby, it's not too long before we are trying to become good at it or become an expert at it. And that's what I want to talk about in today's video, because you can't have a hobby that you're trying to be an expert at, or playing fun that then becomes a strategy and wonder why you're exhausted. So let's talk about it. If you're new here, I'm Erica Prevail, and I talk about lifestyle design, modern work culture, and how I healed myself from corporate brain rot after career burnout. I also talk about creativity, and I talk about wellness. So as you can see, I am outside today. There is a little bit of an overcast here, which makes the heat a little bit more bearable. I might regret coming out here before I'm done with this video, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna give it a try, because I really want to talk about this today for women like us. Like, our fun becomes a strategy, our hobbies we have to become experts at, and then we wonder why we're exhausted. So if you have been watching my videos, you know that I love tea. I've been really deeply experimenting, exploring tea. I don't have tea today outside. I just have water. I had my tea earlier. But I have been exploring teas, like just the flavors of teas, and just really using it as an exploration practice, like not to become an expert at it, not to buy every tea tool that's in the market, not to buy tea recipe books, not to do any of that, just to purely enjoy the experimenting, the exploration, the curiosity, and all the things that are involved with just me exploring the teas. And I'm really loving it. I'm really loving taking this no pressure approach to something that I'm really enjoying, and not having to post about it, even though sometimes I'll sprinkle in a post here and there, but that's not what it's for. It's really been so enjoyable, on top of, girl, I'm outside, you know, I have to be looking around on my surroundings, but just really enjoying the exploration of this tea that I'm exploring. Like, not to try to turn it into something that I'm going to monetize or anything like that. See, you know, when people be around, you got to look. But that's something that I've really been enjoying, on top of all of the other things that I've talked about on my videos that I just do for pure fun, like my painting. You guys see me, you see me in my craft corner sometimes. Girl, I paint just for the fun of painting. Like, I'm not trying to be perfect. Sometimes the things come out pretty good and I use them in places around my home, but it's not like I'm trying to become an expert painter or the next Picasso. And with my teas, I'm not trying to study tea and take a trip to, I don't know, Asia somewhere, to some tea farm, although that would be cool, but just for the pure fun and curiosity of it. And I want you to think about the last time you did something for fun, because this is what we do with our hobbies. And if you've been watching my videos, you know that I don't even call them hobbies. I call them creative rest practices. And the reason why I don't call them hobbies is for that very reason, because I feel like if you're not careful, that hobby can then become something you're trying to become an expert at. You're trying to find the perfect technique for. You're trying to, you know, do all the things to become an expert at something that you once chose to just have fun with. And that is not the goal. The goal is to have some fun in your life. And I want you to think about that. Like, the last time you had a hobby, how long was it before you started researching how much better you could get at it, or before you started watching YouTube video tutorials on it, or trying to buy the right equipment, or maybe trying to find out the best approach. Like, just think about that. Just think about that for a moment, because what we're doing with our hobbies and the things that we want to do for fun, we're taking the same approach that we took for our careers. I can hear a lot, so I don't know how much my mic is filtering out. That's why I'm like looking around, because it's like I'm at a park and like a lot is going on. It's like it's in the middle of the afternoon. So that's why I'm like, what's going on? But, and you know, me and you, we can talk like that. But I want you to just think about how we take the same approach that we have in our careers and apply it to a place that it's not really supposed to be. Like, we're taking that same strategic execution, optimization mindset that we have in our careers, and then taking it over into our hobbies or the things that we want to do for fun. And then we wonder why we don't feel restored. We don't feel like we're having fun. We don't feel like we have a sense of, calm, peace, ease, like whatever those hobbies or things you do for fun brought to you, like you're now wondering why that doesn't exist anymore, because you've turned it into another job. You've turned it into something else you have to be an expert at. You've turned it into something else that you have to just be perfect at. And that's just not the point. I've shared with you before. Hold on just one second. Every time I'm out here, I have to check, because this has happened to me so many times where I'm like recording a video and then the darn camera stops recording. But I wanted to share with you. I've shared with you before that I had a style blog, several years ago, and I started it for pure enjoyment and fun and a creative outlet. But then it became the thing that I created just for myself, just for some creative expression, then turned into me monetizing it, optimizing it, trying to worry about followers, trying to worry about likes, views, comments, all of the things. To the point where, on top of my corporate leadership job stress that I was under, the blog then became stressful, and I just got rid of it all. As you know, I left the job, I shut down the blog, girl. I got rid of it all, because, like, again, something that started out as just pure joy and a creative outlet then turned into an obligation and another headache that I just didn't want anymore. And that's what happens when you can't let something be just for you, just yours, not for anybody else, not for anything else, not for any other reason, but just for you. And I feel like it's something that I had to learn the hard way, which I'm glad that I did learn. But the lesson that I learned here, like every gift that you have, every skill that you have, every talent that you have, every interest that you have, doesn't have to become a brand, doesn't have to become monetized, and doesn't have to be like shown off to the public in any way. We're allowed to have something that we do for fun or for a hobby or multiple things, or we have as an interest. We're allowed to do it just for us. You are allowed to do it just for you, because we live, which I know, like we live in a world now where I feel like people are shamed for being beginners. Again, everyone wants to be an expert at something, and everyone is trying to optimize something, become certified in something, again, be some guru, some authority, being an authority over a specific niche. And if you're not doing those things you feel like you're wasting your time. That's what the world makes you feel like. Like if you're not optimizing, if you're not trying to become an expert, if you're not trying to become the master of it, then you're wasting your time. And that's just not the case. You can do something for yourself without being an expert. What if you just want to enjoy it? Think about that. Again, that's why I started with the question, when is the last time you actually done something for yourself? You're allowed to just do something for you, for the pure enjoyment of it. You're allowed, like sometimes that's the whole point, like just doing something out of pure joy. And that's the reason why I put that thumbnail picture of me in that sunflower field. Like I took that picture last year. Me and a girlfriend just went down to the sunflower field on a whim. Again, just I have a girlfriend that we are good at. I call it foo-la-la, just going around town like no plans and just letting the wind kind of take us where we want to go. And that was one of those days. I had found it and I was like, hey girl, you want to go to this sunflower field or whatever? And she was like, yeah, let's go. So we went, we had such a good time. We both had never been, so I knew it was going to be like visually stunning out there. And so I got dressed because I was like, I do want to take a few photos, but it was such a good time. And it was hot. It was so hot out there, girl. It was hotter than fish grease out there. It was so hot. But we had such a good time out there in the sunflower field in the blazing heat, just admiring all of that beauty and just doing it for the pure fun of it. And the reason why I use that picture as my thumbnail is because it reminded me of a moment, because that's another thing about me. Oftentimes, especially in this season, I don't really take a lot of pictures when I'm out just exploring and having fun, and just I'm just not trying to be like photographing or videoing everything. That's just like not my life anymore. And again, that's why I used that thumbnail as a picture, because it had a lot of realizations. It was a good day and a good moment where I remember having fun just for the sake of having fun. But I do that a lot in this season, like just spend the day without any plans and just see where the day takes me, and then just not having to photograph everything. Like that's just not my life anymore. But I think more women, especially women like us, ambitious, driven, corporate professionals, even entrepreneurs, because I am both in this season. I particularly want to have these conversations for women like us, because corporate brain rot is real. It is very real, and there is always a pressure for us to perform at something, optimize something, get better at something. And if you're in a season of transitioning or pivoting or finding out what's next, the last thing you need is to be good at something else. You need some moments to yourself where you can just pour back into yourself, do something for fun, find a new interest, do something that's just yours, that's just for you. No strategy, no optimization, no audience, no, not even any photos, unless you want to take the photos just for you. Just you and whatever it is that brings you some type of peace, some type of joy, some type of ease, some type of fun. You deserve it. You deserve it. It's not being lazy. It's not being unambitious. It's not wasting your time. It's not any of those things. It's actually something that you need to take care of yourself, having fun, having some downtime, especially, I talk about creativity in a lot of my videos too. And just now you're understanding how you're using applied creativity every single day in your work. And if you're not in a season of pouring back into yourself, that's something that you really need to just be mindful of and take action towards. And if that's something that you're interested in, join me at the Refill Live. It's going to be a 75-minute live guided experience where I'm going to walk you through a guided creative process. It's not to become an artist. It's not to perform anything. It's just some space that I'm curating, especially for the women like you who have been pouring, and haven't prioritized the space to pour back into you. So if that's something that you're interested in, I've linked the information down in the description box. And I just wanted to have this conversation today because you don't have to have it all figured out to have a moment of fun, to have a moment of play, to have a moment of curiosity, to pick up a new hobby, to pick up a new interest, like whatever that may mean for you. You don't have to know where it's going. You don't have to turn it into something. You don't have to optimize for it. You don't have to be good at it. You just have to be willing to start something without needing it to go anywhere. That's why I have so many. And I'm telling you, especially if this is something that's going to be new for you, to just start with one or two things that just spark your interest, or, pique your interest, or you're curious about. But just because I've been living this way for so long, it's like I have multiple things that I just like to dabble in for just pure fun and enjoyment. And it is so good. And I just want you to always keep in mind that, again, this isn't to become an expert. It isn't for you to build a new brand behind it. It isn't for you to monetize. Just do it just because you want to, just because it is yours, just because you want to have a little bit of fun, a little bit of joy, a little bit of fun. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do that. That's enough. And you're allowed to have that. You're allowed. You're allowed. So even though there's an overcast today, the heat in Florida is really heating. So I'm going to end this video right here. Let me know down in the comments if any of this resonated with you. Share some comments down below. If you're interested, check out the Refill Live. I think it's something you really benefit from, so check it out. And I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.